Hey guys, it's me, David Legend, and today I'm doing a video. I'm calling it my take on power. So basically, power is obviously having something, I guess you could say it puts you above another person. That's a way of looking at it, I guess. Or being in a position of power, which is like. Being a position of power is like, like being the president, being the king, being the queen, being the dictator, I guess. Of course, I'm pretty sure you guys knew that already. But anyways. So, the way I personally started thinking about this was, in my, I want to say, 9th or 10th grade English class, we read Animal Farm. And now, personally, my personal take on Animal Farm, it kind of sucked. I was genuinely fighting to stay away through the book. And I love reading. But Animal Farm, yeah, I hated it. But the message, the moral of the story is what got me thinking. It says, power always corrupts. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Basically, what that means is if you are in a position of power, such as, say the king, say you're like king of the world or something, you have power over your people. That is, according to the moral, what I just said, that is going to corrupt you. You are going to, no matter how good you are going in, you're going to come out morally corrupt, or if not morally corrupt, then whatever. And absolute power, like basically you can do whatever you want, no one can stop you, no one can even suggest that you do something else. You are the absolute power. You control everything, is what absolute power is. Saying it corrupts absolutely, meaning that basically you are not coming out of that a morally good person, basically is what it's saying. While I don't think that's necessarily true, I don't think it's false either, because I believe that somebody could, in theory, I think somebody could indeed keep their morals about them and still be a good person. Somebody could, in theory, be like, I'm not going to say this for the absolute power example, but like, say I became president of the United States or whatever, okay? Say I became president. Suddenly, I'm left in charge of the country of the USA. And I'm not even going to lie, I'm probably getting corrupted. Do not, I repeat, do not vote me for president, everybody. But, yeah, I will most likely be corrupted because I'm not even going to pretend that I'm like some stellar human. I will most likely be corrupted by the power that I would suddenly wield. But on the other hand, if somebody like, say somebody, I'm not going to say pure, but, somebody who is extremely morally, like a saint or whatever, not like biblical saint, but like, whatever, somebody who's like really good, someone who genuinely wants to help people, like, all that stuff. I think that someone like that could come out and not be corrupted. In theory, at least. However, absolute power is when things get dicey. Absolute power, like I explained earlier, you are basically God. You have absolute power, nothing can stop you. And I think this is where Animal Farm was onto something. Okay, let's put it this way. Think of Minecraft, for example. Now, in Minecraft, I've heard many, many, many things of people going around and just decimating villages just because they can, or finding a villager annoying so they take out a sword and murder it. Now, if it was, say that was real life, okay? You just flipping murdered a villager. Just murdered a random person. Just because they were getting on your nerves. Now, I know, before you start flooding the comment section, you could say things like, oh, well, that's not real life. We would act differently in real life. Okay, so here's where my theory comes in. I think that if people had faced no consequences whatsoever for their actions, then we'd see a lot, and I mean a lot, more like murderers, thieves, serial killers. I kind of cover that, murderers, whatever. We'd see a lot more horrible people lining the streets because there'd be no consequences. There'd be no reason not to do it. And I believe it was a song that said it's easier to be bad than to be good. I'm not going to personally say anything on that subject, but whatever. And think about it less like, well, pretty much any video game in existence, really, where you have a choice between good and evil. Okay, honestly, when you have a choice between good and evil in a video game, like Fallout, for example, how many of you actually take the good guy path the first time through, where you're just doing whatever you want to do? I am willing to bet that at most, if everyone in the world played Fallout, 10%, which admittedly is a lot of people, but still, 10% of the world, at most, would choose the good guy route when they're just doing things the way they would do it. If you have power, you're liable to abuse it. That's where this whole absolute power theory comes from. In Skyrim, heck, I've even done this one on the occasion I played Skyrim. Somebody was making me mad, so I quick saved and killed him. Because power corrupted. Well, I mean, obviously not really, but still. Like I said, do not, and I will repeat this once more time, do not, under any circumstances, put me in a position of power. It will end badly, I'm telling you this right now. But anyways. This isn't obviously only shown in video games. I'm not even going to pretend to know what's inside the mind of politicians, for example. And we know politicians lie. It's like joked about constantly throughout movies and TV shows and stuff. The politicians lie. If you lie, then you're on a fast track to become a politician. I'm sorry for any politicians there that now hate my guts. And I'm also not going to pretend to know what's in the minds of people who lead the country, because, again, I should never be put in that position. But the thing is, power corrupts. Absolute power always corrupts. This can't just be used in like a wide or scale, like the world or a country or a universe in that land in sci-fi, but still. This could go for small things too. For example, let's say that you found just some random person doing something illegal, and you recorded them doing this. You have proof that they did this horrible thing. They catch you, and you now know you have something over them. Now, chances are, I'm not going to say that everyone would do this, but chances are you'd lord that over them. You'd use it to your advantage. Or maybe I just have a supervillain way of thinking. I don't know. Again, I do not speak for everyone here. But, thing is, you would have power in that situation. You would have something you could hold over them. Another thing, say, like, a friend at school, you found something really embarrassing about a friend at school, and that you probably keep it a secret. And then you find out that friend is spreading rumors about you behind your back. What would you do? Would you tell the secret, or would you just leave it be? Chances are you tell the secret. This is the sort of thing I'm talking about. When it comes to power, something will happen. Now, sure, you might go in saying, oh, I'm going to help the homeless, I'm going to solve world hunger, end all wars, create world peace, whatever. But while you're in that, chances are you will forget, or at least not give a care anymore about at least some of those things. Now, I don't think you'll forget about all of it, unless if you're being serious about it. But still, hence the whole making promises you can't keep thing that you hear about. So yeah, there's my take. That's how I think power corrupts. If you have anything you'd like to add, by all means, put it in the comment section. Anything that you think I should think about, such as like points to reiterate or additional things. Heck, if you have a new idea for a video I could do like my take on, that's also welcome. Of course, I am still a small-time YouTuber, so probably not. All right, well, thanks guys, and see ya.